Hey love, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, please go ahead and check out my other videos and be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can continue to see videos about locks, beauty, and wellness. But welcome everyone. This is a channel where we talk about locks, beauty, and wellness. And today we're going to jump right into it, okay? So here are 12 reasons why you should not get Sisterlocks, okay? But y'all know me. I always got to add a little, I always got to give some type of solution, okay? Because I know there are some people that are, some of y'all are just rebels, and it's okay because I got you. So, 12 reasons why you should not get Sisterlocks. First reason for not getting Sisterlocks is the cost, okay? So, a lot of people feel like Sisterlocks is expensive. To me, it's not, because when you think about all the different expense when it comes to your hair. If you're a loose natural, although you're not going to the salon to get your hair done often, you are spending that money in products, if you are natural, but you get your hair braided, you buy wigs and lace wigs and all this other stuff, baby, that stuff adds up. These wigs, if you want to get some good quality lace wigs, they ain't no 30, 60, 100 bucks, okay? They cost. So to me, it's not very expensive when you compare it to that. If you are relaxed and you go to the salon every 2 weeks, that stuff, add. But if you feel like it's too expensive, do not get Sisterlocks, because you have other options. You can get micro locks. There are typically sometimes on the cheaper end, not always, because if you want micro locks that look just like Sisterlocks and you got hair, long hair or whatever, it's going to still cost you. But you can consider getting micro locks. You can even consider starting your locks with 2-strand twists. You can start your locks with braids. You can start your locks with coils. There are other avenues that you can look into to starting your locks versus starting with Sisterlocks because of the cost, okay? Second reason why you should not get Sisterlocks, if you don't really like being told what to do with your hair. When you get Sisterlocks, you're constantly being told, don't do this, don't put oil, don't condition, don't do that, don't spray this, don't spray that. You're told what to do and what not to do with your hair left and right, okay? It's just a lot. So if you don't really like being told what to do with your hair, then Sisterlocks might not be for you. An option, because I got to give you a solution, you can consider starting your locks with, you can start with Interlocks, where they are crocheted and it's already locked. So you don't have to worry about, oh, I can't condition because it could potentially unravel. But if you really want Sisterlocks and you still don't like being told what to do, just find you a consultant that is going to work with you. There are some consultants out there that'll be like, girl, okay, go ahead and slap that oil on there. It's okay. Just go ahead and dab low right here. Okay, it's the extra dry right here. Okay, you can put oil only right here. Don't put it anywhere else, okay? And only put a little bit and don't do this, right? So I get it. You can find somebody who can work with you as long as you're making sure that you're consulting with them and talking to them about your concerns. And it's a good working relationship where y'all can be like, okay, let's try this and see what happens, okay? So you can find someone that will work with you if you're like, man, Pauline, I don't like being told what to do with my hair, but I still want Sisterlocks. Just find you somebody who will work with you. That is my solution. Or the other solution is go with a locking method that will allow you to do more, okay? The third reason, which is kind of like the second reason, but the third reason why I would not recommend Sisterlocks, if you don't like being boxed in. Sisterlocks is like, you are boxed in, okay? And especially if you go to a consultant who is, what's the term I'm looking for? A consultant who's very like, I can't find the word, but I'm going to show you the demonstration. If you have a consultant like that, they're going to keep you boxed in because they're going to do what they know best and what they have been taught or trained. And some people don't really want to think outside the box or don't like to think outside the box. So if you don't like to be boxed in, Sisterlocks, may not be for you. Now, can you find a consultant that plays outside of the box? Yes, you can. There are some consultants out there that will, take you outside the box, play with you, and help you out throughout your journey. So yes, you can find a consultant that will assist you in that way. But for the most part, you will come across a lot of consultants that's like, mm-mm, 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 so, and it's not a bad thing. It's just you're going, if you don't want to be in a box, but you still want Sisterlocks, you're just going to have to look for a consultant that is going to work with you. Fourth reason why you may not want to consider Sisterlocks is if you are loyal to a fault. Like some of y'all like, consultant, I done found you. I'm gonna ride with you, and my locks are going to die with you. If you're that type of person, Sisterlocks might not be for you, because you have to be open and willing to having 1 or 2, 3, so 4, 5, 6 consultants in your head, if because things happen. So if you do not mind having that option, then if you don't mind, having different people in your head, then go ahead and get Sisterlocks. But if you're like, baby, these locks gonna ride and die with you, then Sisterlocks might not be for you, because one, people who do Sisterlocks are certified or trainees or certified consultants. They are not all over the place. They're not everywhere. They are more saturated in some areas like Atlanta, New York, and all the major cities, but they're not popular in small little towns. They're not popular in, certain places. So if you are in a small little town, or if you just don't like hopping around, it just might not be for you, because in Atlanta, where Sisterlock consultants come a dime a dozen, where you are, they may not. So if you are very particular about who's in your head, Sisterlocks may not be for you. And I'm not saying that you should not be loyal, because you definitely want to be loyal to your consultant, but have options. Have at least one backup. Even if you don't go to them, at least be eyeing them, checking out their work, checking out their, do your homework. So just in case you need to go to them, you're ready to go because you have done your research. Okay, because things happen. I had a client that came to me because her consultant passed away, so she had to find a new consultant. I've had clients come to me because their consultant retired, so their consultant was no longer doing hair or doing retightings or installs or anything like that, so they had to come to me. You have consultants who cut back, decide to go part-time with doing it and go full-time with doing something else, so they cut back. So therefore, some of their clients get cut, and that could be you. So having options is good. But, if you are a stickler about ain't nobody else touching my hair, then Sisterlocks might not be for you. Fifth reason why you should not get Sisterlocks is if you want to start off with extensions. Sisterlock does not recognize locks that have started with extensions as Sisterlocks. Because with Sisterlocks, you have to start with your own hair. When you start introducing extensions, according to, the brand, the trademark, and everything else, those are not considered Sisterlocks if you have extensions. So therefore, you may find some consultants that will not even touch your head or even entertain the idea of adding extensions to your locks if you want extensions, or you want to start your locks with extensions, or you start your locks regular and then you go ahead and add extensions. They may not maintain your hair. So you might want to consider that. If extension is your jam, you want to start off with extensions because you feel like your hair is too short, too thin, or whatever it is. Sisterlocks isn't for you if extension is the way you want to go. With that said, yes, there are some consultants out there that will still lock your hair with extensions, that will still maintain your hair even if you have extensions. Not all Sisterlock consultants are like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. You have some people who won't do it, and it's okay. It's just their preference. So if you want extensions, do your research, find someone who is going to install your hair with the extensions if they're okay with it, or if they're okay with you installing your hair regularly with the Sisterlocks and then going elsewhere to get the extensions, but coming back to them for maintenance. So if you decide to do that, definitely check to see if you can go back to them for maintenance, because I have some clients who've gotten, their hair locks installed and they love their Sisterlocks and all, but they either wanted some more volume or a little bit of length, so they go and get extensions added to their hair. And then when they went back to their consultant's like, no, I'm not touching your hair, okay? So that happens. So just, if that's something you want to do your research. Check to see if that consultant is okay with you adding that extension to your hair and still retightening your hair and maintaining your hair. You know what I mean? Here's 6 reasons why you should not get Sisterlocks if you don't want to trust the process, okay? If you do not want to trust the process, you over here strolling on Instagram and you see Susie Sue who's been locked for about 10 years and you're like, ooh, I want that. I want to already look like that. It's a process. You didn't see Susie Sue's journey from day one to now. Like, so you have to want to trust the process. I know some of you guys refer to the beginning stage as the ugly stage. Y'all, I actually love my beginning stage. I loved that beginning stage because the hair is so much more pliable. You can do so much with it. I mean, once your hair is locked and mature, you can do stuff with it too. But baby, those of you who like Bantu knots, I love doing Bantu knots in my hair. When I was newly locked, girl, I used to Bantu knot that hair all over. I would take it down and them curls be like, yes, girl, I was feeling myself. But once my lock got mature, 5 years in, I'm trying to do Bantu knots. It did not give me that same effect. So I was just like, dang. So I no longer do Bantu knots because it wasn't giving me the look that I wanted. I mean, it wasn't giving. You know, it would still give me some waves. It will give me some curls, but it wasn't like day one. It wasn't like year one. It wasn't like year two, you know. So enjoy the process if you decide to go with Sisterlocks. But if that's not for you, Interlock, you can even start off with extensions. All of that will kind of give you that immediate look you're looking for. So that's an option, but Sisterlock is not for you if you do not want to go through the process and if you're trying to hurry up and get to the final result. Okay. The 7th reason why you should not get Sisterlocks, if you don't care about a grid, if you do not care about a grid that if you don't care about that, go ahead and save your money, honey, and get something else. Like get micro locks. You will still have a grid, but it doesn't have to be the Sisterlock grid. If you kind of understand what I'm talking about, like you can have it, you know, you can have parts, you know, if you're going to braid, you're parting it nice and neat. So if you don't care about a grid and you just want small micro locks, then you can still get the look. You can still get that nice, beautiful, the nice, beautiful locks that you want without paying for a system, paying for a brand. So you can get micro locks, you know, and they can just do your hair as if they were parting your hair to put braids in there. So there's a system to everything. So if you don't really care about that Sisterlock grid, don't spend that money to get something that you can get for less, save you some money, and baby, you will get the same look. Your hair will still do the same thing. If you start off with, you know, interlocking technique, if you start off with the braids, if you start off with the 2-strand twist, it will still lock. And at the end of the day, locked hair is locked hair. Okay, so don't get caught up with that. If that's not what you want, then Sisterlock is not for you. Don't spend that money in that time. Okay. For 8 reason why you should not get locks. If you do not like to follow rules, if you do not like to follow a system, if you do not like it, then Sisterlocks is not for you. Because baby, when I tell you Sisterlock will have a list of rules for you to follow and adhere to, yes, like how often you should do your hair, what should you put in your hair, how long you should do something. Like there are rules for everything. And yes, it will vary with the consultant, but if you're going with a consultant that is, then those rules will be there, okay? So if you're like, well, I still want Sisterlocks, I don't care about rules like that, and I don't want to follow the rules like that, just find you a consultant that is okay with altering things just a little bit to work for you, you know? So, but if rules are like, I don't want all that, then Sisterlocks is not for you. Number 9 of why you should not get Sisterlocks is if you do not want to follow a strict retightening schedule, okay? With Sisterlocks, it is recommended that you get your hair retightened every 4 to 6 weeks. Now, you have some consultants who are a stickler about the 4 to 6 weeks. And if you do not adhere to the 4 to 6 weeks, you are being charged extra. So if you don't want to be tied to all of that, then Sisterlocks might not be for you. But if you like, girl, I still want my Sisterlocks, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna find a workaround. Well, just find a consultant that is going to be flexible with you, but based on what your hair needs. 10th reason why you should not get Sisterlocks is if you cannot live without color. You need your hair colored like yesterday. And you get your hair colored every couple of weeks. You don't go more than 2 months without a color because, baby, you're not just trying to, So Sisterlocks is not for you if you're trying to consistently color right away. Don't want to wait till your hair locked to color, then Sisterlocks is it for you. Solution, you can consider Interlock. You can consider you can even consider locking your hair with extensions. Number 11. 11th reason why you should not get Sisterlocks if I want my ends to stay curly. I want curly ends. Listen, some of you guys are just obsessed with the aesthetics or the look of some people's locks and realize that, and you guys don't realize that everyone's hair is different. So yes, Susie Sue may have been locked for 10 years and still have her curly ends. That is Susie Sue's hair. That's not everybody's hair. The majority of people who lock lose their curly ends. You might say, oh, well, Pauline is locked and her ends are loose and some of them are curly. Not all of them, but some of them are curly. Okay, I've been locked 10 years. I'm going on 11 years this August. I'm going on 11 years locked, but I recently cut and colored my hair so it opened up my ends and therefore them curly things came right back. But before then, my locks were, when they were here, they were locked all the way. I had no open ends. So everybody's situation differs. So if you're looking on social media and you see someone with loose ends, they might still be in their 1 year, 2 year, 3 year locking process and their ends just haven't locked yet. Or some of them, their ends just won't lock. But that won't necessarily be you. But if you're like, I have to have my curly ends, I have to have this, and Sisterlocks is not for you, okay? I don't know if any locks will be for you, quite frankly, because, curly ends are not promised. They're not promised, so. But if that's what you want, then Sisterlocks not for you. Now, you're like, well, Pauline, give us a solution for this one. Now, I know some people will comb out their ends. My sister does it all the time. Comb out their ends. I got quite a couple of clients that do it. Comb out their ends to have the curly ends, okay? Some people do that, but literally, if you have 4, 5, 6, 7, 800 locks, so you're gonna sit there every time your ends get close to locking, comb it out. You're gonna do that every time with all those locks, because even if you comb it out, it's going to do what it naturally wants to do, which is lock back up. So you're gonna have to keep. You're gonna have to keep doing that for it to stay open. So you got to keep messing with it for it to stay open. I personally don't recommend it but if that's something you want to do, you could do it. But it's just more work on you, just to keep combing it out, to keep curly ends out. It's up to you, but that's a solution. I told you I'm gonna give y'all solutions for all these things, right? The last and final reason why you should not get Sisterlocks, and it kind of goes along with the whole trusting the process. If you do not want to go through the phases, because there are different lock phases, right? The baby stage and the budding phase and all this other stuff. There are different phases of locks. If you do not want to go through the first couple of initial stages, then locks might not be for you. Sisterlocks will not be for you because, baby, it is going to go through all those stages. And it's beautiful. The process is beautiful. The transition, you be like, oh, Lord, this hair is just, it's giving. It's giving empowerment. It's giving self-love. It's giving hair freedom. It's just giving. You know what I'm saying? So the different stages are beautiful. But some of y'all don't want to go through that. Y'all just want to bam, be locked. Then Sisterlocks, locks in any, well, Interlock. Then Sisterlocks is not for you. So if you want to skip that stage and just go straight to locking, then Interlock will be your best bet. Is there another locking option? Interlock. Extensions will be your best bet. So Interlock and lock extensions will be your best bet if you're trying to avoid the beginning phase. That is it. I hope all of that made sense. If you have any questions, please comment below. What do you think? Are you still considering Sisterlocks, or which locks I should do? I try to give you as much information as I can, but those are the reasons why you should not get Sisterlocks if you fall into a lot of those categories. And if you fall into a lot of those categories and you're like, girl, I still want to be a rebel, then, you know, do you. You're just going to have to find the loctician that's going to be a rebel with you, okay? That's all I can say. So, because you're going to find somebody who's going to match you. You know, you will find somebody for you. There's somebody for everybody. So you will find somebody for you. So those are my 12 tips. Those are my 12, I guess, solutions. And if you have any questions, again, comment below. I look forward to joining the conversation with you in the comment section. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.